Right, custom maps. So, little prerequisites. We're gonna need a specific Unreal version. Before we even start, you're gonna want to download Unreal version 4.27.2. You can get that by going to Unreal Engine Library. And you click this, and you click the drop down, and you can pick the version in here, and you want 4.27. I've already got it installed, so it doesn't pop up, but 4.27. Right. Once you've done that, we're gonna need a map. So I'm just gonna make a very simple map in Blender. What first thing you're gonna do is import the cart for reference. So I'll provide the cart model in the description, and this will just give you kind of an idea of scale for different stuff. So mine is in here. Shopping cart. So the cart scale, I'm just going to make a little quarter pipe. So give me 2 seconds. Right, so now you've got a quarter pipe, or whatever map you want. You can also import custom maps. Right now, what you're gonna want to do is file. Make sure you delete your cart as well. If you've used it for reference, you can either delete it or do by selection when you export, but we'll just delete it because it makes it a bit easier. Make sure you delete the icosphere as well. This comes in when importing any GLBs or whatever. So now, select everything, file, export, FBX, save it to wherever. So I'm going to save it to where I put my stuff. We're just going to call this example. And make sure that path mode is set to copy with this on. And that's about it for map stuff. If you wanted to do like a really big map, you're going to want to use GLB format. There's videos out there explaining how to do that, but it's basically just a plugin in Unreal 4 that you can turn on. So if you need to do like a bigger map, or you've got like a port of a map, search up how to use GLB files, and you'll find people explaining it. There's no point going back over what's already been explained elsewhere. So we're gonna save this as, well, whatever. Just not save it as map. Export. Once we've exported that, you're gonna want to download the example project from the description. You'll get this. You're gonna want to put it in your Unreal projects folder. So that will be in Documents, Unreal Projects, and you put it in here. If this isn't here, that means you just not loaded up Unreal. You can make the folder, and it will pop up in Unreal. Or you can load up Unreal, make a new like blank project, and then this folder will exist. But either way, then you're gonna want to put this file that I'll leave in the description, or this folder, in here, and it'll have a U project in here. Once you've done that, keep this one kind of blank, so this can be like your template, which is what I normally do. Copy it, and just rename it to what we're going to do. So this will be example map. And also rename the U project to whatever. When you're renaming projects, try to not put spaces in them. I'm pretty sure Unreal doesn't like spaces. So example project. Now what you're gonna do is, if you don't have multiple versions, then it will just show up here as 4.27. But if you do have multiple versions, go into your engine version and specifically launch 4.27. We'll wait for this to load. All right, perfect. If it doesn't show up here, the project we put in, you can click more, and it will usually show up there. So we've got example project here. So you can see these are our templates. Here's the example project. So we'll open the example project up. Once we got that open, we're going to want to double click this, the map underscore 10sp, whatever. keep all this here. This is your sky. This makes it so you actually have a skybox. And basically we're just going to want to take our map file that we made in Blender. So map models example. You're going to take this, drag it into Unreal, import all, and then just going to bring this in. Ooh, seems my normals are wrong. So if you, this is actually a good example. So you get something like this. These are the normals are flipped. So in Blender, if you press this little drop down, you can see face orientation. You see it's all red. We don't want that. So you can go into edit mode. You can either do it up here or I press tab. Press A. Press Control N, I think. No. Shift N. Yeah, so Shift N will recalculate the normals and everything. It should be all nice and blue. So if you get anything that shows up like that, just recalculate the normals. Or if like you've got a specific face that doesn't want to recalculate properly, you can press, you can go up to here, go on face, and mesh, and then you can do flip, and that will flip it. So mesh, or you can go, what was it, Alt N? Yeah, Alt N, and you can do flip there, and then you can manually do it, but recalculate normally works, especially for contained stuff like this. So we'll export this again. Make sure you've got this on export, right? And then we will simply drag it back in, and Unreal will re-import it. So now it looks fine. Now we're going to need the player start. So the player start is obviously where it spawns. So that's already in your scene. So it's somewhere. It's over there for me. But what you can do, as long as you turn this on, so surface snapping, make sure that's on, and then when you drag this, you can just snap in. It'll snap to your model. Right now, we got to do the collisions. So you can see it says bad size, and we go into player collisions. It's just kind of draw a box around our collision stuff. So what you're going to want to do is edit the collision of this, so it does what's called it uses complex as simple, so it doesn't try to like draw a bounding box around it. There's two ways to do that. There's the way of editing the model itself, or if you've got multiple models, I'll show it this way, because it works with single models as well. It makes it a lot easier. So select all the models you have, right click, go to asset actions, bulk edit via property matrix, Control A, so it selects everything, go to static mesh, body setup, collision complexity. You set this to use complex collision as simple, and then just save. Now, in player collision, you can see that our collision is correct, and our thing still says bad size. Don't worry about that. This is just Unreal being buggy. I've not really had any problems. As long as your player collision doesn't intersect with the actual like eggshell, whatever the shape of it is, as long as it doesn't intersect with that, then you should be good. So once we've done all this, we're going to want to pick our map name. Now this will refer to what map we're replacing. I'll leave a list in the description, but I'm going to pull it up on screen now as well. So here is the list of maps relative to the names in game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace roadkill. Copy this. Place this in here. Another thing to note, depending on the map you're replacing, sometimes you'll have things around you. So the best course of action is everything that like you're working with. So like this and your player start thing, move it really high up in the sky so that it doesn't collide with anything else. So I'm gonna move mine like ridiculously high, like that, because it doesn't matter, because your player start will move you up there. So, and now because we're higher up, you can see we're at the coordinates we're at quite high up. So it just means you won't get any weird stuff. In terms of overlapping collision and stuff, but I believe map 11 doesn't have a multiplayer version or a different loading thing, so it shouldn't matter. So once you've done that, take all of the assets that you've used, whether that be they're in a folder or they're just directly in the root folder, drag them into here, move here, let it do its thing. Then all you want to do is go File, Cook Content. So once it's done cooking, you then go into your Unreal projects folder, the thing we named, so example project, go in here, go into saved, cooked, Windows no editor, example project, or whatever you called your project, content, levels, and all your assets are here. What you're then going to want to do is copy all of this, go to wherever your game install is. So for me, mine is here. And if you don't have the folder I'm about to go to, you just got to create it. And also another thing, this is going based on the fact that you have the mod loader and everything installed from my previous video to make it so that it does what's called soft file modding. So copy all the stuff, Cart of Glory, content. Now I'm just going to assume you don't have this folder. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we copy this. So content, new folder, call it levels. Right? Then you go into levels, paste everything in here. Once you've done that, you just load up the game. So if you've got a modded one, you can go back here and double click this. And now if we go into roadkill, you'll see we are on the quarter pipe. So yeah, that's pretty much how to make custom maps. Any questions or anything, feel free to message me on Discord as before. I'll leave my Discord in the description. Yeah, I hope this tutorial helped, and I look forward to seeing what you're able to do with it.